CEO, the Senate President, the unfortunate Senate President, is telling us that he will be in the house eating while we are protesting.
We are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government. Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right?
For example, is it 21 billion naira for the renovation, the residence of and the vice president, and 70 billion. All this money, when I keep hearing all this money, I feel like, wow, the way they call these monies, I mean 70 billion naira, to National Assembly members, to buy a 160 SUVs for National Assembly members. Why? If you did inherit a dilapidated economy, then you should not. This is not a policy that shows that that there was no money in the coffers of government when you took over. And then the 4 billion naira that that you also expend to renovate Dodam Barracks. The question is, what really happened to Dodam Barracks? Is it the best time to have put that money to fixing Dodam Barracks? That's the question most people will be asking, because if you're crying that there is no funds, and then we see you expend money on things that are not of necessity, then of course people have every right to be upset. And then another 5 billion was given to the Presidential Task Force Reform Committee. For what? So these are not signs of someone, policies or spendings attitude of someone that would say that I met an empty treasury. That's why Nigerians are really not believing you. And of course, when I think Sheyi Makinde just came out to say, no, we did not receive anything. So who is lying here? Is it the government, or I don't know? If you did share 570 billion among the 33 states, why is Sheyi Makinde coming out to to debunk that he has not received such money? So these are the things that I don't know if a governor will come out and to say no, it's not true. So I don't really know what to believe. So if government is, that's why when government is saying we don't have money, the Nigeria is actually poor, and then they are seeing you doing the opposite, spending money like money is going to run out of fashion. So Nigerians would definitely not believe you.
Number one there on the list is very, very simple. Reduce poverty. Reduce poverty in our nation. Number two there is decrease hunger. Decrease hunger. Number three there is give us employment. Number four there, give us qualitative education, because so today we are calling on the government to give us those basic things. Because if you are talking about hunger has been used as a tool. Poverty has been used as a tool in this country. They have been used as a weapon. Let me call it as it is. How can they be defining Nigeria as the poverty capital of the world?
This day and the 9th day is started on the 1st of August, and then of course the protesters didn't mince words as to what they wanted, as to their demands. Many believe that the hardship protests, as it were, or the hunger protest, as of course they call it, is actually caused by the flagrant profligacy of government, and its anti-people's policies. So what they are they say, maybe this quagmire, this economic quagmire that Nigerians are facing actually is because our leaders are being micromanaged by the Bretton Woods. When I refer to Bretton Woods, I'm referring to the IMF, World Bank, because they are the ones asking leaders, if you want loan from us, if you want grants, if you want aid, then you have to ensure that you remove fuel subsidy. Of course, remove fuel subsidy and ensure that you devalue your currency, because your currency is overvalued. And is Nigerian overvalued? Is Nigerian currency overvalued? They're not happy with the West. They're not happy with Bretton Woods. They're not happy with World Bank, IMF. Of course, just take a listen and to what the former minister here, Adu, has to say about this.
The tragedy of Nigeria began in 1986 when we did the structural adjustment program, when we were persuaded to devalue our currency every week for 32 years. When I went to school, and many of you are here, the naira was $1.50. The naira was almost £1 sterling. They came here, persuaded some brilliant men from Harvard and the World Bank that weekly devaluation was wonderful. 32 years of devaluing your currency until we hit 527. And they were still telling us that the naira was still overvalued. That brought poverty, misery upon us. Then interest rates went to 30%. So nobody could build a factory, start a farm, produce anything, or create jobs. Because every time you bring in a shipload of rice, you also bring in a shipload of unemployment. Because you are transferring your wealth to sustain other economies.
What is more worrying is in this protest is the situation where a foreign country's flag, to be very specific here, the Russian flag is being brandished around by protesters. Many see this as a call for regime change. Is that really a call for regime change? And I say, okay, maybe not, because people are really angry. They are disenchanted. They feel that the government hasn't really lived up to their expectation. And of course, nobody has the patience to start waiting for a crawling performer, a crawling president, because as I said, hunger doesn't have any postponement. You can't say, okay, let me postpone hunger now and then keep waiting until things get better. You can't say, okay, because I haven't eaten today, I can afford to skip meals for the next 1 week, because they say be patient, because your purchasing power has been eroded completely. And then Nigerians are very upset, thinking that, of course, we know that Russian is indeed at loggerheads. Russians and the West, there's no love lost between Russian and the West. So Nigerians feel that, okay, by carrying the Russian flag, you invariably you're inviting maybe Russian to come to your rescue. I mean, to do what I call hostile takeover. Come on. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Nigeria is a sovereignty, so it's practically impossible for that to happen. You cannot annex. You cannot annex Nigeria. Russia can't come and annex Nigeria, just like what they're doing to Ukraine. Is not possible. So whoever that is bringing, indoctrinating these youth, these protesters, asking them to carry the Russian flag. Of course, I think the appropriate authority should look into it, investigate it, because the hardship, it's something most Nigerians would never have thought of that would ever happen in their lifetime. We haven't really seen it this bad. I can tell you. I had a video sometime like about 2 years ago.
With the abysmal performance of these successive governments, have you guys noticed a certain peculiarity amongst them? The performance of the incumbent government makes the underperformance of its predecessor a child's play. This only goes to support the statement that in Nigeria, no matter how bad the performance of the predecessor was, the new government will be so bad such that the former president will be seeing his government as best performing in Nigeria. What a joke. If that is the trajectory, then I fear for the performance of the new president.
Reference when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the president, how Nigerians wanted him out because he underperformed. And then we, of course, chanted and wanted a change and hoped that was good. I mean, all the wrongs, all the underperformance, all the cluelessness, ineptitude exhibited by his administration would be wiped out when General Buhari would come on board. And then General Buhari became the president, came on board, and we've seen his performance. Because if that was the trajectory, if Goodluck underperformed and Nigerians wanted him out because he underperformed, and then President Buhari came into cover, hoping he was going to, perform over and above what Goodluck Jonathan did. And of course, he came in and he made the underperformance of Goodluck Jonathan look like a child's play. And of course, I said, if that was a trajectory, then I fear for the next president of this country. Meaning that if Buhari's performance was so bad, then of course the next president, if we follow that trajectory, will be worse. And of course, I was not wrong in my analogy. I have been vindicated. I think I was responding to one of the comments someone sent to me and said that and people are so disenchanted, people are so angry that the Asiwaju's symbol, which is his cap, and that even in the north, if you're seen with that cap, you'll be lynched, and that people should be careful how they go about wearing the cap because people are upset. And the guys submitted that at the end, that means this is already a sign for 2027, and then that Tinubu should start preparing to pack his things out of Asu Rock. You may be right, but of course 3 years from now is a long time. If he listens to advice, if he takes that into advisement, perhaps uses that to rejig his economic policies, maybe there could be a paradigm shift from what we are experiencing so far. So that's just what I because 3 years is a long time to want to write him off. The protest was indeed peaceful in some states, but turned violent, especially most of the northern states, where hoodlums hijacked the protests or infiltrated the peaceful protests and carted away items, goods, and facilities, belonging to both government and then individuals. You can see the lady here.
Enter my house. The door, even the door, they put the door out. They back body TV, body fridge, they come out the compressor. Everything that woman is using to live out. They pack everything, including shoes for them, they pack. They can stack my bag. Remove my bag that I'm using to put my clothes. Body clothes, carry some clothes, put inside. Back the kaya inside my box, they carry it around.
She's so sad as she's just crying all over the place. She was robbed. She was robbed of almost everything in her house, like you can hear her say that. And I asked, you're protesting and to protest for government governance, and then you turn around to rob your own citizens. That's so sad, so sad, and making one wonder whether the protest was indeed for the general good of all. So this is where I draw the curtain for today. Thank you for always finding time to watch my video. If you like the content of this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Strike on that notification bell so that you get to be notified whenever I upload a content like this. Leave your comment down below and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. See you pretty soon. Peace, as always, out.